Amy Thurman, I am Authentically Amy, back again with part 2 of my mental health journey. I know some of you may be thinking, you're here to be authentic, Amy. Why do you have your makeup on and your hair fixed? That's not what you do. That's not what you have been doing when you do these videos. And I agree, it's not what I have been doing. But I will share with you that one thing I learned from my stay in the mental health hospital is that it makes me feel better to get up out of bed, to change my clothes, and to put on my makeup. And so that's why I'm doing it. And the fact is, authenticity is not just about being barefaced. It's about being more bare or raw from the inside and sharing things and being real, just being who you are, not pretending, not putting on a mask, but allowing people to see the real you without the mask. In part 1, I shared a little bit about what led up to me being admitted into a mental health hospital. If you didn't catch that, go watch part 1 because I'm picking up from there. And today I'm going to share a little bit with you from my journal, a little bit of the entries that I wrote after I was inpatient and started my journey there. And it's just raw and it's real and it's definitely authentic. Excuse the glare on my glasses, but I have to wear them to read because I'm that old now. Day 1 was June 1st, 2025. I actually arrived the day before that evening of March, May, whatever it was, 31st. But I didn't get admitted until after midnight, and so it's June 1st, 2025. This is straight from my journal. This was supposed to be the most abundant, exciting, successful month of my life. And here I find myself lying in a hospital bed in a mental health hospital. I had no idea what to expect. I just knew I needed help and I wasn't afraid to ask for it. I didn't know I could not wear shoes with laces, pants with a drawstring, or bring any of my makeup, skincare, or toiletries. It reminded me of the time after my neck injury when I was completely stripped of everything. This time, I was stripped bare of everything in which I found comfort, but didn't know it was a form of comfort. I want to stop there because I want to add to that this is an interesting thing for me. Let me take my glasses off so you don't see the glare. That nobody prepared me for this. This is my first time to go inpatient in a mental health hospital. Like I said, I had taken clients, but I had never been a patient in one, so I didn't know what to expect. And the people in intake, all they said to me was, it gets pretty chilly back there. Be sure that you bring a sweater or sweatshirt or something because you'll want that. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to prepare. That's all that they told me. So I went home and I packed just like I would pack going on any other trip. I have flown a few times recently, and so I packed exactly the same way because I didn't know any better. So I get there, and you'll find out, I'll read more about this here in a little bit, but I find out that they have to take the shoelaces out of my shoes. They have to cut the drawstring out of my pants. I can't use any of my makeup, any of my toiletries. It is really, really raw. Like you can't use any kind of skincare. You have to use everything that they give you. There's no hair dryer. So you take a shower and it just is what it is. You're just raw and yourself, and talk about authentic to the core. No cell phone or any personal belongings except a few clothes, sandals, and my trusty books, my companions. I was not even allowed to take my own medications, as they may be a dangerous substance in disguise. My routine and all the usual comforts are gone. What I envisioned as a nice respite from life with intense therapy sessions has turned into extreme panic and fear of the unknown. I arrived at 10 p.m. and made it to my room at 2:45 a.m. All of my belongings were emptied. And I soon realized that packing for a trip was much different this time. I'd packed for several trips recently, and this was nothing like that. Being put into a situation where everything about you and your belongings is immediately questioned did not feel good at all. It felt overwhelming, scary, and lit a fire inside me, making me want to defend myself. I understand the protocol and the need for such measures. They were just unexpected and extremely uncomfortable. I allowed the feelings to be and sat with them until they dissipated, lying my head on an unfamiliar pillow, in an unfamiliar bed, in an unfamiliar place, with a roommate I would not meet until daylight. Never felt better. I knew hope would return even in the midst of the uncomfortable. That it goes on, but I will stop there because I don't want to keep these videos long. And so, yes, it was not anything like I expected. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what kind of people would be in there. All I knew is that people that we would classify as crazy. You know, that term has so many meanings, but that they just couldn't regulate themselves. That's what I thought, and it was so far from that, so far from that. And so I will share more with you. I will continue the reading from my journal from day one in the next video, and I hope you enjoy this one. Please share, like, and let others know that this is available, especially if they have never been inpatient or want to know what it's like. I love being able to share my journey in a way that helps others. That's why I do what I do and why I'm being so open and authentic about all of this. All right, until next time, I love you. Bye.